Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan Mayomis, and I'll be discussing the following topics. First is the standing position for a handgun. Second is the firing position for a handgun. Third, rules and regulations in a firing range. Fourth, persons allowed in a firing range. And lastly, the registration. So I'll begin with the standing position for a handgun. Standing position is used during assault to engage, surprise target, and when no other position can be used. In an actual marksmanship firing, these positions involves fundamental positions. The legs are in normal paces, body is still forwarded, and hands are forwarded with a handgun or sideway position if long firearm. Correct grip in body position are key to making shooting more comfortable so that it is easier to concentrate on aiming and firing. Using a support adds stability and reduces body movement, resulting in greater accuracy when outdoors. Use a trunk, steady or other stable objects as a rest. Placing some padding such as hat or jacket on top of a hard rest helps with your aim. The standing body position you use depends on whether you are using a one-handed or a two-handed grip. So as you can see on the picture, this is how a one-handed grip body position looks like. So in our one-handed body grip position, first we must need to follow these basic steps in order to execute this kind of position. So first, turn your body away from the target about a 90-degree angle. Next, spread your feet shoulder width apart at approximately a 45-degree angle to each other. Keep your weight evenly distributed on both feet with your knees straight but not locked. And grip your handgun with your strong hand and raise it to the target. Put your weak hand in a comfortable position that is out of the way, such as in a jacket or pants pocket. Hold your shooting arm straight with the elbow, comfortable lock but not strained. Your gun should be held out as an extension of your arm as if you were pointing your finger. And keep your head up as you turn to aim at the target. Now let's go to the two-handed grip body position. Two different body positions work with the two-handed grip, the isosceles stance and the Weber stance. Due to the stability it provides, the Weber stance is popular with action gun competitors and also works for hunters. So as you can see from the picture, this is how a two-handed grip body position looks like, called isosceles stance. So in isosceles stance, First, we must face the target straight on and keep your feet parallel and comfortably separated. Hold the gun with your two-handed grip and hold both arms with your elbows fully extended and comfortably locked. This is also how a two-handed grip body position called Weber stance. So to position your body in the Weber stance, keep both of your feet parallel as in the isosceles stance, or place your weak side foot slightly ahead of your strong side foot. Turn your shoulder at about a 30 to 45 degree angle to the target, and bend both of your elbows. Now let's go to the firing position for a handgun. The PSBRC Module 2 on Police Tactical Response 2013 provides the following position using a handgun. So number 1, face the target at about 45 degrees angle, assuming the proper stance for a one-handed shooting. The shooter can vary his or her angle to the target up to 90 degrees if this allows him or her better control. And number 2, face the target squarely for two-handed position. And number 3, position your head so that you look at the target with your eyes straight ahead. And number 4, Raise your shooting arm and align it with the target. Number 5. Close your eyes, lower and raise your arm and relax. Number 6. Open your eyes and check position. If the sights are aligned with the target, you have a good position. Number 7. If your arms settle to one side of the target, compensate by moving the feet side or left if necessary. If your arms settle high or low, compensate by closing or opening the distance between your feet. Handgun shooting position and grip are body position and grip are vital to hitting the target. The hand position on the grip of a pistol is especially critical, although the grip configuration of the revolver and semi-automatic are different and the gripping procedure is the same. So in a shooting position grip, hold the handgun high on the grip so that the recoil is directed back to the hand and arm in a straight line. This allows better repeat shots and more accurate shooting. And also use a two-handed hold whenever possible, applying pressure from front to rear. A handgun sight alignment in aiming looks like this. So in a sight alignment, which is important in rifle firing, is even more important in pistol shooting because of the shorter distance between the sights. Typically, handgun sights consist of a square rear notch sight and a heavy square front blade sight, and this arrangement is easy to align. Most handguns are initially sighted in at 50 feet. And aiming at the shooting range, many handgunners use a sight picture that places the bullseye on the top of the front sight, rather than placing it in the sights over the center of the target. However, hunters should hold the alignment directly over the vital area. Scopes with long relief have become popular with handgunners and offer exact sighting for hunters. Scopes may take longer to align on a target than open sights, but they're usually more accurate. Now for handgun shooting techniques, the pistol shooting fundamentals of breath control, trigger squeeze, and follow through are almost identical to those in rifle firing. There are, however, some important differences to remember. The first joint of the finger should take up trigger pressure, not the tip, as is often done with rifles. When a revolver is fired, powder flashing at the front of the cylinder can cause burns. Be sure to keep your fingers away from the front of the trigger area. And then the slide and hammer of a semi-automatic gun can deliver a bruising blow when held too close to the body. So all handguns should be fired at arm's length. Now let's go to the rules and regulations in a firing range. So there are lots of rules and regulations in a firing range, but I only choose 5. So the first one, eye and ear protection are required on the range at all times, with no exceptions. Shooting a firearm can cause immediate and permanent hearing loss and can damage your vision. Shooting a firearm creates a loud noise. To protect your hearing, always wear properly fitting ear protection. Shooting a firearm discharges small particles from the projectile, burning gas, and other residue. Also, a shell could rupture on your firearm, could malfunction. When shooting, always wear suitable eye protection, such as shooting glasses with high impact lenses to protect your eyes. Number 2, do not go forward of the yellow chain under any circumstances. If an item has fallen beyond your reach, contact the range personnel for assistance. All shooters, after benching their firearms, must step back from the firing line and stay behind the yellow line until a hot range is called, except change targets and police brass on ROC's command. Firearms may be transported into an into and out of the range when the range is called. If there is no one downrange and firearms are placed. Number 3. Firearms must be pointed downrange at all times when inside shooting booth and pointed barrels up when anywhere else in the facility. Guns are dangerous when they are not handled or used properly and can easily injure or kill you and those around you. There are no second chances with a gun, and the rules for safe handgun handling must always be followed to avoid accidents. Number 4. Do not bring any loaded or jam guns that are uncased into the lobby, because this might cause accident also. And number 5. If you need assistance with your firearm, leave it in the booth facing downrange and contact the range personnel for assistance. Now let's go to the number 4. Persons allowed in a firing range. So the first, student and visitors in good standing and of good moral character who hold unexpired identification card. And number 2 is the members of a gun clubs duly recognized by the Philippine National Police Firearms and Explosive Office or PNP-FEO. And number 3, legitimate firearms holders supported by an authenticated license, permit to transport, and to permit to carry outside residence, mission order, or other special permits issued by the PNP-FEO. And number 4, no shooter is allowed to use the firing range if under the influence of liquor or drugs. So in a firing range, there is what we call a range safety officers. Take note that range safety officers are any person on the range shall obey the range commands of Department Range Safety Officers. This includes but is not limited to begin fire commands, cease fire commands, and resume fire commands. Range safety officers may call a ceasefire at any time an unsafe condition is recognized on the range. Any person on the range should immediately obey a ceasefire command by grounding all firearms with actions open. It is unlawful for any person on the range to disregard range safety officers' warnings concerning failure to obey and any range rule. Now, let's go to the last topic, the registration. So all persons or organizations intending to use the firing range should register to the logbook and submit following requirements to the range officer prior to using the firing range. So the first one, firearms and ammunition, safety equipment, letter of request approved by the chairman of the PPSC. This is the end, and these are the questions to be answered by my classmates.